morning, everyone. So I'm down in the basement now. I'm set up down here to paint. Drop cloth down. Got my paint station here. Have my roller in a bag for a couple weeks. And it's I like to use the 4-inch rollers for small stuff like this, and then I use a 3-inch brush to kind of smooth it out. I'll show you here in a minute. Using this brand new. Well, it's not quite new. It's got a little paint on it, and using that table just to so I keep it out of my hands. I can't walk around doing it and paint also. So you gotta have a little place to put your paint. And we have 9 pieces of this. This is casing. This trim will go around the windows. And this is the baseboard. I only got 3 of those. I said I got some. Let me put a little filler on that. A little wood filler. This is the 3/4 by half. It's as small as you can get and still have something that's decent to work with. And that'll be filling around the window so I can apply the casing. And this piece is a 1x3, just a common board. It's good on one side, pretty good for what I need it for. And I'm not going to need, as you can see, you can buy better boards than this in a 1x3, but that's even chopped at the end. I only need 80 inches of this, and it'll be mostly covered by the casing. So I've got this set up here. Got my paint trays, paint tray here. So you can use a cheaper paint than this. This covers in one coat. It's got primer in it. Does a good job. When I get done, I'll set them over here on the. It's really not a paint drying rack, but it's more of a clothes drying rack. So I'll set it there, and I can set some over here, and I'll put some when I get them painted over in the workroom there on that table. Yeah, it's kind of a little crowded down here. I know. Like I said, I'd rather be outside. Got the exorcise bike here. My wife says I should be exorcised. I think that's the way she spells it, with an O. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so we're ready to start painting now. And you want to load your brush, load your roller up, so it's nice and damp with the paint. Okay. And a little tip here is that you're using this out of a can. When you get done pouring, this is going to be full of paint right here. So you take your brush and you get in there, because you want that cleared out when you go to put your lid back on. We're not going to use all this at one time. I've been into it several times already. So I'll set that aside for a second here. And get the roller back out here. Put that over there. I'll just start with the casing here. I'm gonna roll out a nice amount of paint. We're gonna get as much on here with this, and I have to use the brush. Of course, you got to get the top and the bottom of this too. You don't want to get too much, and where it's dripping down the back side. We'll have to look at that. When we got the brush going here right next. So then we'll have to touch this up when we get it up on the window. Or get things done here. As you can see, you have to touch it. You can't hardly get around it. All right. So then I take my brush, and you can kind of see where it missed a little bit, because of the roughness of the roller. Might want to even check the back side. Yeah, it looks good. No big drips. And just run it along here. Kind of hit the top and the bottom. It's very thin. Hit the top and the bottom. Like I said, you probably have to touch this up. I've never done this without having to touch up. You got to touch up your nail holes anyway. And a spackle, and you got to paint that then too. There's just a lot of little operations we've got to do here to get this done. So that's my first one done. And put a little bit more paint on the roller. Just kind of dab it in there a little bit and work it in. Don't want to overload this too much, although this is a pretty wide piece for what we'll be doing here. Start there where that's. We'll probably have to fill those gaps. Little splits in the wood there after I get this down. After we get it down on the baseboard. This is the baseboard piece. And Might have to, I think spackle will cover that, and then we'll just hit it a little bit with a brush after we get it down. So this is not rocket science. I mean, it's just kind of tedious work, got a lot of them to do. But you know, it can be, what else am I going to do? It's winter outside. I don't do cross-country skiing or anything. I barely get on the exercise bike. I think we'll stop right there with shooting this. I think you got the idea. It's important just to, you know, keep going here, you know, once your brushes dry out and want the roller to dry out. And I'll get back with you when we get this all done and see what it all looks like. So if you like what you're seeing, please hit like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.